Hey everyone, John here, Power Technical Consultant for CED in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. And we know what dynamic brakes are for, right? Stopping things, yeah? But how do you choose one? What's that chopper thing? And what about troubleshooting? Stay here for some inside info on dynamic brake selection and use. How to choose a dynamic brake. To select a dynamic brake, you'll need the following pieces of information: the VFD's DC bus voltage trip level, the VFD's full load amps, the motor braking torque and efficiency, the VFD's horsepower, and the system's duty cycle. To explain the duty cycle in more detail, this is the amount of time spent stopping versus the total operational time. It should be noted that the total time for a duty cycle should not exceed 2 minutes. This, in general, is the amount of time over which a brake can be expected to dissipate heat. As an example, if a stopping action requires 30 seconds to complete, then to figure out your duty cycle, you would divide 30 seconds by 120. This assumes that a stopping action happens every 2 minutes or more. If more than one stopping action happens within 2 minutes, you would take the total time between the beginning of each stopping action, so 30 seconds plus a certain amount more, let's say 30 seconds more, and then you would divide accordingly. So if you had two 30-second stopping actions within 2 minutes, your total time would be 1 minute, and your stopping time would be 30, giving you a 50% duty cycle. Once you have the aforementioned information together, you can begin brake selection by taking advantage of the equations shown on screen. The Rmin and Rmax equation will let you know the minimum and maximum resistance level that will be required for the dynamic brake. Choose a value in between. The wattage equation will let you know the required wattage of the dynamic brake. It should be noted that the resistance level is going to be specific to the particular drive in question, so do pay attention to that DC bus voltage level. Having completed these calculations, you can use the results to select a brake from your chosen manufacturer, or you can take advantage of Rockwell Automation's Proposal Works to choose a dynamic brake. Proposal Works will do the calculations for you and will provide you with a part number as well. About brake choppers. The brake chopper is a governor system that chops the voltage by rapidly switching on and off so as to divert energy from the drive's DC bus to the resistor. You can think of the chopper as a control system for the brake when the bus voltage rises too high. If you happen to have a PowerFlex 750 or 520 series, you're in luck. They're both outfitted with a 7th IGBT, which acts like a built-in brake chopper or brake module. If, however, you're using a different sort of drive, you will likely have to purchase a brake module along with your brake resistor in order to have the complete system. Troubleshooting. With dynamic brake basics covered, let's look at 3 troubleshooting scenarios. Scenario A. My brake resistor gets too hot. Glowing visibly red, setting off smoke alarms, your resistor wattage is likely too low. An increase in the duty cycle can cause this, as well as poor resistor selection. Be sure to account for upticks in production when selecting your brake resistor. Scenario B. Persistent DC bus faults. Still getting bus faults even with a dynamic brake? It's likely that the resistance value for your brake is too high. Higher resistance value impede the flow of energy to the brake, whereas lower resistance value allow for more energy to flow. Proper brake selection is key. Make sure you've matched the resistance value to your particular drive. Double check your calculations, or just give your local drive specialist a call. Scenario C. My drive is down, I need to replace it right now. Can I just keep using the same old dynamic brake? Well, maybe. Brake resistors must have the resistance level matched to the DC bus voltage level for the controlling drive. If the replacement drive is within the same series, then you likely can reuse the dynamic brake. If, however, you change manufacturers or series types, you likely will need to choose a different brake resistor. Redo your calculations and check against the existing brake resistor. If you find that your brake resistor can match the drive, then you're good to go. Otherwise, you'll need to upgrade. Well, that wraps up our quick tour of dynamic brakes. Want some more information? Be sure to check out these other helpful videos on screen, and check out the show notes for related blog posts. Thanks everybody, and have a good one.